Hi, I'm Jess / Garlic Press Jess, if you want to call me by my Instagram handle / website. And this is a little video today to talk about transforming your cooking from a chore into a lifestyle, which is what I am here to help you with. I'm Jess, and I help busy, health-conscious people transform their cooking from a chore into a lifestyle through my method of cooking, which I call intuitive cooking. And that means that you can open the fridge and make something in 20 minutes or less from whatever you have on hand, and still have it be a crazy delicious, mega healthy, super simple meal. And you can do that anytime. And so that's what I teach people how to do through my online courses and content, coming at you whenever I can make it fast enough. So today I wanted to talk about a little framework that I have for understanding why cooking can feel like a chore and how to move it into the lifestyle department and what that really means. So, cooking can feel like a chore for what I have named 4 different reasons, and I'm going to explain those. But cooking as a chore is a chore. So it's boring, it's repetitive, it's not something very fun that you want to do. It's kind of just on your to-do list. You have to do it. You're not excited about it. It can feel daunting. It can feel not fun, which means that a lot of us just won't do it when it feels like a chore. So if we move cooking into the lifestyle category, if it's a lifestyle, that just means it's automatic. It's built into our lives. We don't really have to think about it. It supports us. It's a foundation that we can rely on for our health, and our joy and our an experience of life. And what I love about having it be a lifestyle is it supports whatever else you want to do with your life. And that's really why I care about helping people transform their cooking into a lifestyle. And the reason I can teach this is because that's what I have done. And it's actually become even more clear to me in the pandemic how much this is my lifestyle, because throughout the challenges of the pandemic, when I have been feeling super unmotivated, super lazy, stressed out, bummed out, just not happy, my cooking has stayed the same and maintained keeping me healthy, keeping me happy to whatever degree I can be happy during these times. And so it's just really made me excited to share with you how I do that, and get to spread it around. So once again, today, gonna talk about the 4 reasons why cooking can feel like a chore and how we're gonna start to transform it. And so for that, I have a little framework that I came up with. Fun fact, I also like to call myself a practical food philosopher, because I really enjoy thinking deeply about food and its meaning, and also its practicality of how you actually cook on a day-to-day basis, not just super theoretical, but I like to merge these 2 together into something useful for you. And so I came up with this little diamond, I call it. It's a quick little framework just to understand why cooking feels like a chore. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Okay, intuitive cooking approach, and it's a little diamond. So at the top of the diamond is kind of like the entry point. And at the top of the diamond, affecting your cooking, is your motivation and your mindset. So these are related, but not the same. And so this is kind of the starting point. So if you are looking to make a change in your life, related to your cooking, there's a lot of different reasons why you might do that, why you might make a change, but there has to be some kind of motivation, right? There has to be something driving you to change your behavior if you're going to change it. And so that can be a life change. That can be you want to get healthier, you want to clean up your diet. Maybe you are having something happen in your life, like you had a baby, or you have a new partner, or you moved out of your roommate's house and you're living by yourself. Something in your world that is a motivation to make a change. So that's really important to know, because that's gonna be the crucial thing you need to make some kind of a change. The other part of this is your mindset. So what do you think about cooking? How do you feel about it? What's your outlook on it? Do you believe you can do it? Or there can be other challenges that get in the way of your mindset. So if you feel resentful about cooking because you're doing it for other people all the time and you don't feel like they appreciate it, these are all the things that can kind of make it feel like a chore. If your motivation and your mindset are out of line or out of whack, these are really important in the scheme of making cooking feel like a chore. So sometimes we have to work with those things and change them a little bit if we want to transform our cooking. And the important thing to know about this is that over the course of your life, your motivation and your mindset is going to change because of the natural changes that happen over the course of your life. And, maybe you're going to have a health issue that's going to motivate you in a different way. So these things are always going to be changing. So this is kind of like the top entry point to the framework of kind of like your cooking lifestyle approach. And so it's important to know that motivation and mindset, which is at the top. Okay, so then in the middle of the diamond, as we move down, we have two different sides, okay? So this is kind of the meat of the cooking part. So we have your knowledge base, and we have your cooking intuition. So your knowledge base is where what I see most cooking content looks like. So recipes, how-tos, videos, all this stuff, and all of that stuff is important and knowledgeable. So if you are just starting out on your cooking journey, you don't really know how to cook, your knowledge base is pretty limited. You don't really know what you're doing. So of course you have to build up your knowledge base in order to start cooking. But I think one thing is that you don't need that much knowledge to be able to cook really well for yourself and just get by in a simple, healthy, delicious way. You don't need that much knowledge. You need some. So if you are a beginner cook, I have a unique approach and it's a great place to start out if you are starting out. So the knowledge base is important. Also, if you are a really good cook, the great thing about the knowledge base is you can always be growing it, right? There's like infinite ways to do everything. There's infinite recipes, infinite food combinations, infinite world cuisines that you can learn about. And so one thing I love about cooking is that I'm always growing my knowledge base, and like I will never be done growing my knowledge, which for me is really fun because I'm a really curious person and I love learning and I love figuring out new ways to do things. But at the core, there's just a core amount of knowledge that you really need to be a great cook. And so I kind of focus on that beginner core stuff that you need to be able to cook for yourself well and have a lifestyle that's revolved around that. And then if you want to go beyond that and expand forever and ever, you can. But I'm kind of focused on the baseline level of knowledge. So there will always be fun facts and tips and knowledge that I will share. On the other side of that, we have cooking intuition. So this is really the magic, and this is my favorite part of cooking and my favorite thing to teach because I don't see this being taught a lot. So if you're just teaching yourself to cook, as I have done, over time, you are going to kind of figure out some of these more intuitive aspects of cooking. The more you do it, the more you have trial and error, the more you read and learn and experience cooking and practice it in a real way. But what I like to do is be able to put words to some of these intuitive pieces, and these kind of like strategies and kind of like broader concepts that allow you to cook a lot more easily, a lot more creatively, a lot more intuitively, a lot more in a flow kind of a way that makes it just easier and doesn't require all this thought and all this planning. So putting the words to the cooking intuition is really what my special skill is and what I want to help you do so that you can fast track to cooking being a lifestyle. Okay, so top of the diamond, we have our mindset and motivation. Middle of the diamond on two sides, we have our knowledge base and our cooking intuition. And then at the bottom, so the foundation of your cooking lifestyle is going to be your systems and your habits. So you already have some kind of system and some kind of habits around your eating, whether that is ordering out, whether that is cooking. You have some kind of thing that you're like already doing. And most of us just do the same thing over and over again, pretty much. If we decide to make a change, then we might change it, but pretty much we have this kind of baseline. Now, whether or not your system and habits are working for you and supporting you to have a healthy, delicious life is a different story. But what we really want is for our delicious, healthy cooking to become the system and the habits. And so the more we practice it and in a strategic way, move it down into this system and habits, then no matter what motivation, mindset changes, life events occur, we can always rely on this baseline system and these baseline habits that will get us by and keep us really well fed in terms of both health and deliciousness, no matter what happens. And so that is where it becomes a lifestyle where you're not really thinking about it anymore. You're just doing it. You're just living it. And it allows the rest of your life to be awesome because you're eating super delicious, mega healthy, super simple meals every day. And that's what I'm all about. So I'm going to teach it to you in my upcoming happy hour classes and course coming soon join me.